Hey everyone, I wanted to show you a method for farming thousands of rubies in just around 15 minutes. So I start off by going to Shaka Shrine. So this shrine is a little difficult to find. It's hidden in the side of a mountain, and the way I unlocked it is by using bomb arrows. So you might not initially see it at first, but some of the cliffside is differently colored, and that's the way I got it. And the reason why this shrine is helpful is because right above it are four sledgehammers along with different minerals. And the reason the sledgehammers are important is because the method that I use for getting the rubies is by accumulating minerals by defeating all these Stone Taluses. Those are these large stone creatures all across the map. You might have seen a few of them already. So they are susceptible to other weapons. You can use them on them, but the iron sledgehammer tends to do a lot more damage, so I like to have at least one sledgehammer, maybe two. One is probably sufficient, but just to be on the safe side, I tend to get two. And there are also several mineral rocks right above the Shaka Shrine, and that's kind of convenient. I don't have to teleport anywhere else to get them. I can just get them while I'm already here. Alright, so now that I have two sledgehammers, I picked up the minerals, I can show you the first Stone Talus. And so one of them is right around the Shrine of Resurrection. That's the shrine that you get to when you just wake up originally from the game. So anyone can access this Stone Talus essentially, because you don't have to unlock any shrine in order to get it. So once I go there, I just run north, run into the forest. I've marked all of the Stone Talus locations on the map already, so maybe you can like pause the video when I'm on the map in order to get a closer idea of where exactly the Stone Taluses are located. Alright, so anyway, it's raining, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but it still shouldn't be that difficult, even despite the rain. I do have climbing gear on, which in a sense is a risk, but I just have to be careful not to get hit. Okay, so I also have the Stasis Plus that slows down the enemies and kind of stuns them so he doesn't like, knock me off right away. You can get that at the Tech Lab, in exchange for some of the ancient cores. Those are items you get from the Guardians. So anyway, as you can see, I just held down my attack button and did the spinning hammer attack, and that Stone Talus went down in just a few seconds, and I got 2 rubies from them. That's ruby R-U-B-Y, just because I have to distinguish it, not rubies like the general currency you get throughout the game. And you can sell those rubies for 200 in-game currency rubies. So that's like more than 500 rubies just within a few minutes. As you can see, I'm getting a lot really fast. So the next one I go to is the Tenya Kosa Shrine. And so that one also has a major test of strength, so in addition to being close to the Stone Talus, it also it gives you access to powerful weapons if you can defeat the monster in there. It's just the issue is it's kind of challenging, especially if you're early on in the game and you don't have good weapons to challenge him. Alright, so I'm just sailing across. This can tend to take a while. At least the rain is gone, though. That makes my job a lot easier, because it'd be tough to climb this mountain if it was in rain. Alright, so there's a little bit of a detour here. I have to fight off some of these skeleton enemies, but the trick to beating these enemies is to just take out all of the heads. If even one head is remaining, then all of their bodies will stay up, but if you take out all the heads, then they all die at once. Alright, so the second Stone Talus should be right around here. Again, I have it marked on the map with a diamond, but I also put down an additional marker just to make sure that I'm going in the right direction and I don't have to keep checking my map in order to find them. So generally it's better to start at the back of these enemies. Unfortunately I started at the front, but it shouldn't be too difficult to get around them. And you can always use the Stasis Plus to freeze them in order to get around them that way. That sometimes makes it a little easier. And so I'm basically just going to do the same thing I did last time, bring up the sledgehammer, do the spinning attack, and I'm doing a lot of damage. As you can see, this Stone Talus is a lot more durable than the previous one was, but he's still taking damage really quickly. So I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but I have tended to get better rewards from this Stone Talus. I've gotten a diamond or two from this one. And I haven't really gotten many diamonds from the other one, so maybe because it's tougher, it tends to get better rewards. So let's see what I get here. I already got a ruby, which is 200 rubies. Alright, I got a sapphire and 2 more rubies. That's nice. So that's more than 600 rubies. That's like in the 800-ish territory. So already well over 1,000 rubies in less than 10 minutes. So, as you can see, there are kind of 2 diamonds in close proximity to each other. There are a few shrines around here, but I prefer to go to Dueling Peaks Tower. Either of them is fine. Again, marking it with an additional marker just to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. So, the drawback to the climbing gear is that it doesn't have as much defense as some of my other gears, or at least mine doesn't because I haven't upgraded it all that much. So, if I take a hit, I'm gonna take a lot of damage, but I guess I don't have the patience to take a really slow time climbing up all these hills. Yeah, the climbing gear, I guess it also helps for these enemies in particular because it lets me climb up their back faster and get the mineral or diamond or purple rock or whatever it is on top of them. That's their weak point. So for some reason this Stone Talus is classified as a senior, yet he takes more damage than the previous one did, so I don't know what the senior or junior distinctions are for. Maybe it just means it's like he's old and decrepit, he's so senior that he goes down really quickly. So anyway, as you can see, once again, the same thing I did the other 2 times. I just used a spinning attack, and they go down in a few seconds. That's really all there is to it. And again, you can use other weapons if you don't have a sledgehammer. Just the sledgehammer does more damage. Alright, so this is a cold area, so I am going to take some heart damage. I could change clothes and reduce the damage, but I'm going to be out of the cold area so quickly anyway, I figure it's not even worth the bother. Alright, so another Stone Talus here. It looks like I have a junior this time, so... Again, I don't know what the junior distinction or senior distinction labels mean, or if they're even a difference. Maybe it's damage done, because I remember being hit by them in some of the previous runs, and they did a lot more damage than that, and that only did like 2 hearts, so maybe the seniors deal more damage. It's just that I killed them so quickly that he didn't get a chance to inflict damage. Alright, so I just took out this second one. Oh, and that's at Sheer Veneer Shrine. I don't think I mentioned that. And then the final one is next to the tech lab. And so it's just on the far corner of the map. I think that's like the southeast corner, but not going into the water, just the southeast corner on the continental map that's still connected to the one big landmass. So off in the corner there's a giant pond here, and in that pond the Stone Talus is there. So unfortunately it's raining, and that makes it a little more difficult. And in addition to that, this enemy has the rock mineral in the middle of its back as opposed to on top, and that makes it more difficult to hit with the sledgehammer, because the sledgehammer goes in a certain or in kind of wild motion, and I get thrown off when I do it. So for this enemy I use the ancient battle axe instead of the sledgehammer. And what's convenient about this is you can get the ancient battle axe at some of the shrines I mentioned earlier. I think you can get it at Shaka Shrine. That's the first shrine I went to where I got the sledgehammers. And Kosa Shrine. That's the shrine, I believe the third shrine I visited, where I went over to the enemy on kind of the giant large plateau. So So these items are just all around good items to have. They inflict a lot of damage. And the good part is that they're renewable as well. You just have to re-defeat those enemy robot creatures, and you'll get their weapons each time. So after the Blood Moon, you can get the weapons, you get the minerals, you pretty much got it all. Alright, so that's everything. As you can see, this only took like, it's like 12 minutes because I sped it up, but the whole thing took 15 minutes in real time.